by sitting straight, head, neck, backbone straight. We must also work on our health because our knowledge says that if you observe our gods, goddesses, they are having Shastra and Shastra both. All are equipped with Shastra and all are having Shastra with them, not weakness. Let us be healthy at the body level. When the body is healthy, it doesn't demand for attention. When the body is healthy, it becomes still quickly. So let us sit straight with head, neck, backbone in one line. Let us withdraw our mind from all that has happened in the past, keeping only the learnings with me. And these learnings must create happiness. These learnings must guide me and must be able to help me to deal in all situations for creating success and happiness. Let us withdraw our mind from all future anxieties. Those who believe in God, they do not worry. They have less anxiety. Let us withdraw our mind from present confusions, tensions, and focus on the breath. Breath is a very important tool for purification, concentration of the mind. Just observe the inhalation, exhalation. When we just observe, we also develop a quality of observation without judgment. With still body, pure mind, we invoke Lord's grace and Guru Parampara's blessings. And let us chant loudly so that if any lingering thoughts are there in the mind, they disappear. Om. 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 Om Sanavavatu Sanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बूफलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजं सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
Hari Om. Thank you, Manisha. So, in the 15th chapter, that is Purushottama Yoga, Bhagavan said that this is a Shastra and this is complete knowledge. And he gave knowledge of who am I, who is God, what is this world, and how we can reach to that Parampadam. But then we don't, as explained in the 15th chapter. So immediately God has given the 16th chapter. Bhagavan said, if you are not experiencing it, if you are still not inspired, then the reason for this is that I am having a lot of negative qualities in me. So just by doing Shravana or just by knowing, it is not enough for us to experience what Lord wants us to experience. So that is a very important point. So all of us are having two qualities, Daivi qualities and Asuri qualities. So Lord mentioned that if you are not experiencing, please identify which are the Asuri qualities in you and fight and overcome them in your day-to-day life from morning to evening. So that must be our objective from morning to evening, because people ask, what is my objective after getting up? I do not know. I just go to bathroom, do breakfast, then have lunch, and then talk here and there, half time mobile phone, and then, listen to some Shastra, some Gita, some YouTube, and say, okay, I heard this on YouTube, but I have to ask one question, that how many qualities today I have overcome? Which are qualities I fought with? Asuri qualities. If I am not asking this question, Bhagavan says again we are going to go to the same thing. That I know everything, but I am not experiencing it. And I must strengthen the Daivi qualities. Second point, what we saw in the 16th chapter, very important point, which we have to remember, that we cannot change our destiny. Prarabdha karma we cannot change, but we can alter our vasanas. Our Sanchita karma we can work on, because Sanchita karma is based on various things, adharma, dharma, papa, punya. That I can start altering, so that vasanas will lead to desire, desire will lead to thoughts, thoughts will lead to action. And how to overcome this is to develop the Daivi qualities and overcome the Asuri qualities. So we completed certain important points in the 16th chapter, keeping aside the Daivi qualities and Asuri qualities, because we have seen many of them. Just do summary of quickly the qualities and take 2, 3 which are very important, because when Bhagavan gives the first and the last, that is very important to process. And we'll take one more, because one quality, if we read qualities in Daivi quality and Asuri quality, Bhagavan has given importance to anger. In Daivi qualities, one point comes as akrodha. And again in Asuri qualities, Bhagavan is mentioning krodha. In Bhagavad Gita also, Bhagavan has mentioned there are two enemies of our mind. Kama esha, krodha esha. Rajoguna samudbhava. These two are our enemies and we must deal with them. So we'll take 2, 3 qualities in detail, and other qualities we'll just see what is the, in one line, 2 lines, what is the main significance of this, so that we have summarized the 16th chapter properly. So what is the essence of 16th chapter? Overcome Asuri qualities which lead to bondage and sorrow. Why we have to overcome? Because these qualities will lead to sorrow. So anytime suppose I'm experiencing sorrow, suffering, depression, or all these negative emotions in my mind, there will be some kind of attachment, there will be some kind of bondage, and I have to work with some kind of Asuri qualities. And why should I develop Daivi qualities? Because that will lead to freedom and fulfillment in life. Goal of life will be accomplished. Param Pada will be reached. We can attain the highest goal of life. That is permanent, unbroken, fearless happiness. Fearless happiness is very important. So Bhagavan has taken first quality as Abhayam, that we are going to see slightly in detail. So what are these qualities? 26 qualities were given. We just read the names. Today we'll just see one sentence. So fearlessness, Abhayam, that we are going to see in detail. Purity of heart. So what is purity of heart? We must remove 6 impurities. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsara. Because how to purify, I must know what to remove. Steadfastness in yoga of knowledge, that means I must be convinced. There is a difference between knowledge and conviction. I know it, but I'm not convinced about it. What I must be convinced? Shastra, in what is given in 15th chapter. That this world is illusory. This world doesn't have any substratum, so do not get attached. Enjoy it, but do not get attached. Who are you? You are as your nature is Satchitananda. And when you discover yourself, you will discover God. Then we saw charity. We are going to see this charity in the 17th chapter, Dhanam, which will again come in detail. So that time we will see. Because next chapter is Shraddhatraya Vibhaga Yoga. In that, this is going to come. Control of senses. We saw that there are 2 types of happiness. One is contact-based happiness. One is contact-less happiness. Contact-based happiness is created by the senses, which are temporary, which are illusory, because sense object will think that there is happiness in the object. But we saw in the 15th chapter that the happiness is located in the subject, not in the object. So we must withdraw our mind from the senses and sense object to the source of happiness. Sacrifice. When I let go, when I give up the lower for higher, it is called as sacrifice. When I give up higher for lower, it is called as compromise. So we must not keep compromising in life. Throughout life, some people compromise. And then we wonder that, why this person has left job, business, family and become a monk, because the person has sacrificed lower for attaining something higher. Otherwise, it is not possible. Study of Shastra. Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means knowing oneself. I must introspect daily. Who am I? What is my purpose? Why am I born? Where was the last birth? What will happen in the next birth? All these questions are very, very important to discuss, and every day I must think about it. Austerity. We are going to take this tapas in the next chapter again, because dana tapa, mind tapas, speech tapas, these are all going to come in the next chapter. One word we know, tapas, opposite of that is patan. If I don't do any austerity, if I don't take any resolution, then I will slowly go down in spiritual path. And then people wonder that I know Bhagavad Gita, I do puja, I do this, But why am I not spiritually growing? Why am I not experiencing that peace and happiness? Straightforwardness. Straightforwardness means I must do what I'm convinced about. Harmlessness. Immediately after straightforwardness, harmlessness has come. Some people say, no, I will speak truth. I am very straightforward, but I must not do it where other person will get hurt. Satyam priyam hitam mitam. That must be told in a nice way so that other person's self-esteem doesn't go down. The greatest crime a person can do is destroying somebody's self-esteem. Truthfulness, I must do what I am convinced about. Absence of anger, we are going to take slightly in detail. Renunciation, again, we are going to take in detail in the 18th chapter what is the difference between Tyaga and Sannyasa. So, we are going to see what is the distinction between both. Tyaga and Sannyasa, it is not abandoning, it is about renunciation. Peacefulness in every transaction from morning to evening, whatever we do in our family life, job, business, I must not trade off one aspect, and that is my peace of mind. This is very, very, very important. One person went to one Mahatma and said, I want peace. Everything I have, but I don't have peace of mind. He said, first of all, remove I, remove want, and then remove I, then peace is there. I want peace, the person said. So remove wants, and that removal of wants is renunciation. I must not let go the fruit, but I must let go the attachment towards the fruit. Absence of crookedness means I must not complain, criticize other person. Because when we complain about other person, then his half of the bad karma comes to me. This is very, very important. Compassion to all beings in the sense we must be very careful, not only human beings, but birds, animals, insects, creatures, even to viruses, coronavirus also we must be compassionate. Uncovetousness, Ishavasyam idagam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagattena tyaktena bhunjita ma krudhak kasya svidhanam. Bhagavan says that everything belongs to me in Ishavasya Upanishad. First verse. Everything belongs to me. Kasya svidhanam. Do not try to own something or possess something. Ishavasyam idagam sarvam. Gentleness. My transactions with people, objects, situation must be gentle, with grace, with dignity. People must enjoy my presence. And how they can enjoy my presence? When I make them feel good about themselves. How to do that? We must talk about other person. Otherwise, most of us talk about ourselves. My story, my life, my youth, my childhood, my life, my marriage, my problem, my health. Modesty. Modesty is the kind of grace. Modesty, Gurudev says, is an ornament I must wear. Modesty is not shyness. Modesty is not that I underplay myself. Modest is a grace what I give to myself, and I must be modest in my all transactions. My father used to say, Vesh asava bavada pari antari nana kala. Means I have lot of talents, but I don't keep showing and them all the time to all the people. When the time comes, I show. When I have to go on the public speaking forum, then I will show my public speaking skills, but not with my transactions with people. Why should I show? Absence of fickleness, constantly, restlessness. Some people cannot be just steady still while listening to this also. Their leg is moving, hand is moving, one hand is looking at newspaper, another hand is fiddling with mobile phone. After 10 minutes, again the hand goes and see a mobile phone. Nothing is coming. Vigor. I must have that vigor in life. Those people who have a higher goal to achieve, they are having that zeal and vigor to live. Otherwise, many times we meet people, there is no energy. What to do, I do not know. I don't know why am I living. I don't know when will I die. But then there's nothing to do, nothing to achieve. Forgiveness, we are going to see this again. We have already seen there are different kinds of forgiveness. Different levels of forgiveness. Highest is that I even do not know that I am hurt. That is the highest level. To the last level where I say, I forgive you, but do not forget it. Fortitude. I must have that kind of patience, and I must have that kind of enthusiasms to bear what all obstacles come in my way in achieving my goal. Purity. We saw this. Shuchi. 4 levels are there. We saw in detail twice that outside and inside cleanliness both. Some people's houses are very clean, but inside heart, mind is not very clean. Both must be clean. Both must be beautiful. Both must be spiritual. Absence of hatredness. Again, it is coming related to anger. When I hate others, there are 3 types of possibilities come. There are some people, there are one line story. There are some people who have a victim mindset. What is a victim mindset? It is not my fault. So please listen to my complaints. Then the second, villain mindset. It is all your fault. Please support me in blaming others. Then the third, helplessness story. What can I do more than this? Please sympathize with me. Sympathize with me. So people, have these stories. We must be careful. If you are trained into this, immediately will come to know, okay, this person is having victim mindset all the time. Listen to my complaint, listen to my criticism. Or it's not my fault, whatever I am today, it was not my fault. So listen and support me in my blame game. What can I do more in that situation? Another person who is not trained, not read Bhagavad Gita, then you are right. Because support comes for all these 3. So there are 3 one-line story. I am a victim story, villain story, helplessness story. And then Bhagavad Gita comes and Lord Krishna changes that. And there is a 4th story which emerges in Bhagavad Gita, which is called as a victor story. Victor's story. Face the situation which you're going to see in fear, dealing. And then absence of pride, amanita, that we are going to see in detail. What are the 6 Asuri qualities? Drop them and fight. Keep fighting from morning to evening. If it comes, okay, it has come. I need to fight it. Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is, I am projecting what I am not. I am entertaining all the desires inside, but outside I am saying, no, no, no. I am very happy. I am very peaceful. When inside, all these things are bubbling. Inside, I am trying to enjoy those kind of desire, but outside I say, no, no, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with either. Anybody says I'm okay with either, there is this hypocrisy. Would be a possible hidden quality. Hypocrisy is not very easy to identify. I must be very careful to note. Arrogance. I did. I'm a self-made person. I studied. I did everything. It was all me. Bhagwan, you supported, but basically it was me only. Self-conceit, Abhiman. So there are these people who live, who have a self kind of imagination about oneself. The similar thing is going to be discussed in Amanita. They have a particular self-image about themselves that we will see in Amanita. Krodha, anger, we are going to see slightly in detail. Parusha, harshness, which is exactly opposite of gentleness, modesty. And Ajnanam here is not avidya, but lack of discrimination. In day-to-day life, I am not able to discriminate what subject I must take, whom to marry, what job I must take, whether I should do this, whether I should not do this, what should I do. All the time, I am confused that I don't know what is happening. I don't know what to do. So this I must drop, and how to drop? Fight it out. I have to fight it out constantly. That is Purushartha. So these are the qualities what we saw. Quickly the summary, because we are doing the summary of this and we have taken these qualities in detail when we did the verse by verse explanation. So now we'll take 3 qualities slightly in detail. First quality is fear, because Bhagavan gave Abhayam as the first quality. So when Bhagavan is giving Abhayam as first quality, this comes many times in Bhagavad Gita. And why this has been taken? Because Arjun had lot of fear. And that's the reason, because to remove Arjun's fear, Bhagavan in the second chapter had started with self-knowledge. So we are going to see what is fear, different types of fear, methods of fear, and what are the solutions of fear. Because all the time I cannot live a life with fear. So first of all, we'll see what are the types of fear what we have. And then we must also see which kind of fear I have. 6 levels of fears are there. First level, biological fear, pain, body pain, injection pain. I don't want pain. Old age. People have fear of old age. What will I do once I get old? I will remain. Then if I become dependent. Disease, lot of fear about disease. Hospital, I will be bedridden. Injection, accident. So many times, so many things I think about it. Animals, insects, height, water, dying, living. How can people have fear of living? No, no, what will I do? What will happen? We'll see what is a method of this. But these are the biological fears what we have at the physical level. So I have to identify, okay, I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this. I have to introspect. I have to be honest with myself. Then there are pranic fears. Some people have fear of suffocation, called claustrophobia. Like some people, when they get into the aeroplane, they feel called claustrophobic. Inside water, when people go, they feel claustrophobic. If you put some blanket on them, suddenly they will say, no, 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 I cannot. If you put them in a room which is all closed, claustrophobia. Emotional fear, very important to deal with. Fear of suffering. I don't want to suffer again. Fear of getting hurt. I don't want to get hurt again. Fear of losing relationships. So I don't want to get into relationship. I don't want to love. I don't want to come closer to anybody, because earlier a lot of relationships are spoiled. So I don't want to get closer. Loneliness. Fear of loneliness. So I want to, always be busy with mobile phone, TV, book, something I want to. It's good. But then I must also be able to face myself. No, no, I can do anything, but I cannot just sit alone, closed eyes, because when I sit alone with closed eyes, I feel fearful. We want to see what to deal. Fear of rejection, very, very important. We cannot handle a no in life. I must practice handling a no. What will maximum happen? Okay, go and ask money for Chinmay Mission. No, no, no. No, I can give money, but I cannot ask. Why? Because if they say no, then what? How will I handle it? Handle it. So handling no is very, very important practice. What will happen if somebody says no? Sadness, fear of sadness. What are intellectual fears? Criticism. I don't want to get criticized. That's the reason I will not go in upfront and talk. I will not do many things, though I have talent. There are some people, no, no, I don't want to sing. I don't want to sing. Why? Because, I don't know how will it happen. What will happen maximum? No, no, because I cannot handle what people will think about me, what people will say about me. I cannot handle insult. I cannot handle, their laughter. I cannot handle dishonor, failure. No, suppose I fail in whatever I am doing. So it is better not to do only. Doing wrong things, knowing what is right. Intellectual fear. I know it is wrong. I know eating sweet is not good, but still I eat. I know that, exercise is good, but still I am not doing it. There are some people who are having financial fears, lot of money, but I don't want to enjoy. I don't want to spend money only. I will keep money for my next generation. One book I came across, Die Empty. Enjoy the money. No, no, no. So much money, but then I will not take Uber. I will take auto. It is good. I save money, but saving money for what? Decision making and consequence. So I don't want to take a decision only, because if I take a decision, there will be consequence of it. So I don't take decision. I procrastinate all the time. I am not living life, because that is the reason why this abhayam is taken. Because Bhagavan says that if you have this, you will not enjoy life. You are not living a life, fulfilled life. I am not talking about moksha also. Speaking before a crowd is a very, very big fear. I have to overcome. Maximum, what will people think? You don't know, you are ignorant, you can't speak. Beyond that, what? Darkness, being laughed at, very big fear. So, mother of all fear is being laughed at. What will people think about me? And that's the reason all fears come to that. What will people think about me? Suppose I fail, nobody knows. What will happen? Nothing. Suppose I am successful, nobody knows. What will happen? No maja. Suppose you buy a house, more happiness comes when 10, 100, 10, 20 people come for housewarming and say beautiful house. When you buy a car, happiness is there. But when 10 people say very beautiful car, then there is more happiness. Suppose you get promoted. Suppose you get some medal and 10 people say wow, then there is more happiness. So we see our happiness also is people driven. Our fear also is people driven. That's the reason when we get happiness, we say touch wood, touch wood. Means that happiness should not go. So that happiness is coming with a backlog of so much of fear. Bliss layer fear. So there is Panchakosha we are covering. My self-image. Who has made this self-image? Me only. How it got made? I have never inquired. So I inquire, what is my self-image about myself? I must define myself. And then my definition must be based on Shastra. Who am I? Satchidananda Swarupa. Panchakoshatita. Avasthatraya Sakshi. Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharira Vyatiriktam. My nature is Satchidananda. That is how I must define myself. Facing oneself in silence. That's the reason I cannot meditate for long, because when I sit closed eyes, I cannot handle silence. I have to overcome that. I have to start enjoying the silence, because that is my nature. So we saw biological fear, pranic fear, emotional fear, intellectual fear, bliss layer fear. There are spiritual fears also. What are the spiritual fear? Those who are spiritual sadhak, they have this fear. What are these fear? Fear of God, fear of fate, fear of nothingness. I had this conversation with many people. No, I don't want moksha. I don't nirvana, because there is nothingness. World will disappear. Then what will I do? No, there is no nothingness. There is fullness. Fear of aloneness. What will I do alone? Either thoda maza hai, thoda jhagda hota hai. This I hate, the anger, but there is happening, no? When you say ekam nityam, when you say that Vedanta talks about non-dual state. But when we are in non-dual state like sleep, how beautiful it is. Dharma, what will Dharma say? There are some people, no, whatever there in the Dharma, if I don't do this, then there will be out of fear I am doing, not out of understanding and conviction. All fears are not bad. Some fears I must have. I must have fear of police, fear of the constitution. Gurudev, after realizing I will have to leave this sansara, no. Some people have this kind of fear that I don't want to realize, because then there will be no birth, no death. This world will not be there. No. First, I will have to burn the samsara in my mind. Important, very important. Those who are writing, if you have a mobile phone, I have to memorize this and remember, in all fear, we are going to define what is fear. In all fear, there is an element of loss. Please note that in inverted commas is the common factor in all fears. In biological fear, there will be an element of loss of health. In pranic fear, there will be element of loss of my normal breathing, deep breathing. In emotional fear, there will be loss of my happiness and peace. In intellectual fear, there will be loss of my own perception about myself. In bliss layer, there will be loss of my reputation. And in the spiritual fear, there will be, I am scared of letting go that ego, I notion. So, inverted commas, all fears, there is a common factor of loss, a sense of loss. And that's the reason we define the fear what? A sense of uncomfortableness caused due to perceived loss of imaginary self. We must write down this definition. Whenever I am fearful, I am imagining some loss at the biological level, emotional level, pranic level, intellectual level, bliss level, spiritual level. That I will lose something. That's the reason death comes. And then I lose everything, all relationship, homes, all gone. Suppose God says, okay, no, you can take your family, you can take this, you can take this, no, then it is okay. I'm okay to die. It is an emotion, perceived imaginary threat. We cannot have fear of unknown. There is a book, very beautiful book by J.K. Krishnamurti, Fear of the Known. Because the whole problem is I don't want to let go the known. Actually, unknown creates excitement, joy. When a small child is there, if you give him the toy, he will play. Then it is known. Then he wants something else. Then he goes to the balcony, wants to see what is outside, and he starts leaning. And parents come, don't lean. Unknown creates curiosity. Known creates boredom, fear. Root cause. What is the root cause of all fears? Ignorance. I don't know about my nature. When I know that my nature is Satchidananda Swarup, no fear. Another cause of fear is duality. When there is the other, there is the fear. When I am alone in deep sleep, there is no fear. Another root cause of fear, attachment. When 10 people died in China, no problem, I can have breakfast, gulab jam, rasgulla, filter coffee. But suddenly I know these 10 people in China, they are in that area, in that place, and some name starts going, "Hey, my person, my relative was there. My child was there, my parent was there." Then that fear starts coming, attachment. Imagination, I imagine a lot of things. Most of the time, imagination is the cause. So when we go to a psychologist, clinical psychologist of various fears, first of all, the person will say, what are you imagining? And we are going to see the method of this process, why this imagination is one of the cause. Wrong action, I know it is wrong, but still I do. It is a cause of big fear. I have done wrong things. 4 reaction possibilities for all fears. How do we respond to fear? First, face it. Second, flight. This was Arjuna's reaction to situation. I want to escape. I want to go to Himalayas. I don't want to face it. Freeze. That was also Arjuna's reaction. That my limbs are shivering. I'm emotionally drained, physically exhausted, intellectually confused. I'm putting my bow and arrow. I'm sitting. Bhagwan, please help me. And Bhagwan told him, fight, face it and fight it. But how to do that? That is what also Bhagwan told. Don't run away from the situation. Get up and act. Face with equanimity and fight without attachment, hatred, anger. This also I must write down, that I must not let go all fighting. No, should not fight, forgive. No, we should know when to fight, when to forgive. But how to fight? Without attachment, without hatred, without anger. And face the situation with equanimity. What can happen? Both things can happen. Maximum what will happen? I will die. Courage is not absence of fear, but ability to be with fear, with equanimity. What is fear acronym? Forget everything and run. That is number 1. Or after this Krishna's advice, face everything and rise or respond. So the whole Bhagavad Gita, suppose we want to summarize in one line. This is the Shoka Samvigna Manasa. Last word of the first chapter. And only one question Lord Krishna asks Arjun in the 18th chapter. Did your moha go? And then Arjun says, Nashto moha smritir labdha. So in one line, this is the transformation. I am sorrowful, I am fearful, I am worried, I am anxious. And then 2, Nashto moha smritir labdha. Now my delusion is gone, my sorrow is gone. Because sorrow is caused by delusion. Very important. Bhagwan didn't ask him, did your sorrow go? Bhagwan asked him, did your delusion go? Spiritual, false emotions appear real. That I notion is illusory. All these fears happen to whom? Suppose we go to Ramana Maharshi and say, I am fearful. Bhagwan will not talk about fear. He'll say, who is experiencing this fear? I. Who is this I? Find out. That when I find out this I, that I is not there only. It is illusory I. When this illusory I goes, the real I, Spurati Rut Swayam, Parama Purna Sat, Ramana Maharshi says. The real I comes, whose nature is Satchitananda. Because this I notion neither belongs to Atma, neither belongs to the body. It takes some qualities from the body and feels infinite. It takes some quality from the Atma. That is that sentiency. And then I start feeling I am sentient. So Vedanta knowledge, Bhagavad Gita knowledge doesn't remove the doubt. It removes the doubter only. Bhagavad Gita and Vedanta knowledge doesn't remove suffering. It removes the sufferer only. Bhagavad Gita knowledge doesn't remove papa. It removes the papi only. Very important point. Because now we are going to Kumbha. When we go to Kumbha, it doesn't only remove papa, it removes the papi. Because if the papi remains and papa is removed, again the person will do papa. Mechanism of fear. I don't know. Ignorance is the main cause. In day to day also, no, I don't know what will happen in Kumbha. I don't know when I go there what will happen. I don't know what will happen. Mind gets overwhelmed with emotion. So ignorance is, no, how will I go to this place? What will happen? What will happen? I don't know. I don't know is ignorance at some level, and it creates overwhelming emotions. When I don't know, then the second stage is what if? What if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? Excessive imagination starts. When I know clearly that there is a forest, I have to cross, there is a guide with me, he will take me. What if I don't know goes away? I can't handle it. Decision making ability goes for a toss. DM decision making is a product of either fear, love, or clarity. So, confidence without clarity is dangerous. I must be able to decide this is the decision I am going to take, and this decision I am taking not because I just feel so. Because this decision, the consequence will be this. I am ready to face because my goal is this. Solution one. Now this is about what is fear, mechanism of fear, etc., etc. We saw what are the types of fear, what are the solutions to this fear to overcome. There are 6, 7 solutions. Seek knowledge, clarity. That's the reason we are learning this Bhagavad Gita. Arjun told, I don't want to fight. I am feeling sorrowful. Bhagavan started with self-knowledge. Now, there is no connection. But Bhagavan knew that only self-knowledge can remove this fear, confusion, delusion. Solution 2, logic, analyze, think positive, self-belief. Solution 3, ask the right person. So, Arjun went to the right coach. Listen to a coach. Take guidance, try, practice. And Bhagavan says that Shastra, you focus on the Shastra. Shastra will remove your fear forever. Gabbar Singh solution, जो डर गया समझो मर गया. So I have to tell myself, okay, anyhow I'm going to die one day. Why not to do this and die rather than keep fearing about what will happen, what if I don't know, what if I cannot handle. So these three words I must remember. I don't know, what if I cannot handle. This is how the mechanism of fear works. And that's the reason Gabbar Singh says, जो डर गया समझो मर गया. Adventure solution. When people come for adventure, where we do this adventure training, the solution given to them is that take a deep breath. डरने का पर करने का. Be with the fear. Courage is not absence of fear, but the ability to be with fear. Gurudev's solution. I can, I must, I will. Because the result, the goal of life is, I know it is difficult, but I can, I will, I must. Because once I reach there, I will become fearless. Spiritual solution. God is with me. Guru is with me. I have read scriptures. Scriptures will guide me. I am Atma. Nothing is going to happen to me. That is what Bhagavan told him in the 2nd chapter. That nothing is going to destroy you, and Bhishma Pitama is not the body. Your Guru, Dronacharya, is not the body. They are Atma only. Stick to morality, righteousness. There will not be any fear. There are different types of people. Darpok. Who are darpok will not start any project imagining all fears and obstacles. So just by imagination only, I will not start anything. I will just live life and waste life like that. So many desires, but I don't have courage to go there and experience them. Bhagoda will start and give up with first obstacle. I will start, but if first obstacle comes, the first thought is escape. This is what is very common. Imagining more obstacles en route. No, 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 I will do, but I cannot handle this. And winner, I will start knowing all the obstacles in between. I will talk to other people who have crossed the path. I will check all the obstacles, but the goal is more exciting to me, and I will overcome with faith on Guru, scripture, self, and noble purpose. So, wherever a person is having faith on Guru, faith on scriptures, faith on self, and there is a higher purpose, this person starts becoming fearless in day to day transactions only. So, we saw one aspect. So, we saw this is summary, but we are taking only the main aspect. The second we will see. Good leader is who? One is fearless, but who is a great leader? Who makes the other person fearless? What are the fear examples?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we have to go, no? Yeah, so I know a lot of people have to go for 26 January. I also have to reach Mira Road for one session of 2 hours on Bhagavad Gita. So we will cover and complete the 16th chapter. Next time we are going to take three more values, that is anger and also pride, which are very, very important in detail. So, Jai Hind to all of us. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Harihi Om.